when your attitude is failure is feedback, what I'm hearing is you're not really taking your goals seriously. Um, you're not doing everything possible to prevent a failure. And when you do, well, you get a lot of winners. And that is not telling you not to take risks. It's not telling you to take, imperfect action. No, you take imperfect action once you get into the deal. Once you get into the deal, okay, we're sending out unoptimized emails. We're sending out, cold calls that aren't perfected. We're sending out brochures, like media kits via direct mail that could be written better. I don't care. I just want to get a feel for how we do on something unoptimized and then perfect it over time. Um, you know, Setting up the LLC, we move fast on that, but it in the research phase, right? You take your time to make sure that you don't prevent anything, and this would be the same as anything like a fitness goal, right? For you to know in advance, like I didn't know in my 20s that everyone that was both jacked and ripped is minimum on TRT, almost certainly on TRT plus the SARMs, the peptides, the cycles, and things like that. There's a lot of videos about, is this guy natty or not? If you have to ask, he is not. I can guarantee you that. Every fitness influencer is on something, unless it's a girl. But every dude that has a shirt off is like, oh, that guy's jacked and ripped. He's on something. Minimum TRT. Usually cycles of other stuff. Guaranteed for sure 100%. I didn't know that until I actually got on TRT and can tell the difference between someone with rounded, shoulders who's on it and someone who's not, as well as getting into this influencer game and getting to know a bunch of guys, and that was just confirmed for me. So, that's something that if you hadn't planned properly and done your research, you would have thought, well, what am I doing not to progress and all these things? And you would have known, okay, if I want the target of 60 pounds of muscle, I can get lean, 30 to 40 myself. Above that, I'm going to have to, add some more to it, right? As opposed to just cranking it out, killing yourself in the gym, lifting way too heavy for like a decade, trying to get there and being frustrated and not reaching your goal for that decade because you set the wrong goal. So I hate failure, and that's a smaller goal. The woman one is huge too. Like, if you haven't studied social dynamics and dating and got into the field and dated a bunch of girls, and you're going to go ahead and get married, you are opening yourself up to some major failure. Even if you're legally getting married in North America, you are taking a monster failure risk. I advise that under no circumstances. Since I started this site and to this day, even in most countries, even outside of North America, you're opening up to losing half your shit, divorce in your mid-40s with kids, alimony, all these things. Very dangerous proposition. If you look at the billionaire's net worth, it's going up straight for like 20, 30 years, and then boom, takes a dive, 50% gone in a divorce. Jeff Bezos lost 40 billion. His wife left him. Tom Brady's wife just left him. Bill Gates. Donald Trump's on number 3. Every guy on that Forbes 500 list, almost all of them, are on their second or third, they're doing it again. Now, whatever, they can afford it. But for the 6-7 figure entrepreneur, it's going to hurt. So you need to do whatever you have to do to prevent a major failure. And I call this consequence inequity. It is not feedback in your 40s to go through that. It is something you have to go through. You'll learn from it, but you will learn that you probably shouldn't have done it in the first place, right? Maybe you want to get married again. Maybe the second one works out. But, you know, a lot of guys are just going to learn, like, I shouldn't have done that. I should have done the homework, right? So failure on any type of big goal or objective is fucking terrible. And it sets you back financially, emotionally, and affects every other area of your life. And a lot of guys don't recover from it. A lot of guys don't recover from that first business failure, or that first, you know, that divorce, or that girl that cheated on them, or the, you know, innumerable situations that can come up from improper planning. So I guess what I'm saying is stop justifying failures as learning. Learn from other people's failures in advance. Learn also from their successes, and spend the money, get the mentorship, get in there, and learn everything you can from them. And do your best to just keep winning. Grant Cardone has a good point. He's like, I like learning from my wins, not from my failures. I'm very much in agreement with him. Learn from your wins and learn from other people's wins, and learn from their failures in terms of them being a cautionary tale for what you're not going to do.